plume of smoke. The company said that it was notified at about 2 a.m. by the Harris County Emergency Operations Center of 2 explosions and black smoke coming from the plant in Crosby. And I've been monitoring the story most of the morning here. And what we're hearing now is that the chemicals are not going to be causing any problems to local residents, because that was the big fear. I think local emergency management did not know exactly what the compound consisted of, but now they're saying that this should be safe because they were thinking they had to evacuate a bunch of people. So shares, by the way, of this French chemical company fell 2.3% in trading today. Richard Rowe, chief executive officer of Arkema's North America unit, told Reuters on Wednesday that the chemical on the site would catch fire and explode. They said it would. They predicted it. The company said it opted not to move chemicals before the storm, but made extensive preparations. The plant is 25 miles northeast of Houston. So Rowe was saying that the fire would not pose any long-term harm or impact. The plant has been without electric service since Sunday. It lost refrigeration when backup generators were flooded and workers transferred products from warehouses into diesel-powered refrigerated containers. The company said that some refrigeration of backup containers had been compromised because of high levels of water. It said it was monitoring temperature levels remotely. So the Federal Aviation Administration has temporarily barred flights near the plant because of the risk of fire or explosion. So that's what they're dealing with there. And pretty scary because local authorities, apparently they weren't on the same page with this company in Crosby, Texas, about the consistency of what the heck was in the black plumes. All they knew is it was freaking out residents. Apparently had some kind of smell to locals. Arkema said that the company had no way to prevent the fires. No way. Couldn't do it. But the initial reports from the Federal Emergency Management, once again, FEMA, they said, by all means, yes, the plumes is incredibly dangerous. So there was that information going out and people freaking out, locals freaking out, not knowing if they're going to have to wear gas masks or anything like that. And now, if you heard about the explosions, there's no threat, just like the company said. But, of course, they didn't know. Frustrated why they would just allow the chemicals to burn that way anyways. Just one more added disturbance to where it's a search and rescue operation right now, and then valuable resources had to be used for this. And already people are on edge, as you can imagine, and then having to deal with trying to get out of Dodge, so to speak, and you're breathing chemicals and not knowing exactly what's in the air, knowing it's a chemical fire. That's kind of like dumping alcohol into a wound. Talk about stress levels. Here's a story, and we talked about, remember the eclipse, everybody was getting those eclipse glasses, and if you didn't have a proper way to watch the eclipse, well, then you needed to just watch it on television. Well, Amazon.com has been hit with a proposed class action lawsuit by a couple who claims defective eclipse glasses. They lost their sight. There's a lawsuit that was filed in federal court in South Carolina on Tuesday evening. Corey Payne, along with his fiancée, Kayla Harris, said that they purchased the 3-pack of Eclipse glasses on Amazon. Did you remember purchasing a 3-pack? They said they purchased it in early August, and they assumed that the glasses would allow them to satisfy the views for the United States first coast-to-coast total eclipse in a century, that they would be fine to watch the eclipse. Later on the day, Payne and Harris began to experience headaches and eye-watering. In the following days, they developed vision impairment, including blurriness and distorted vision, according to their lawsuit. Of course, Amazon It's just natural for companies not to immediately respond to a request for comment on the lawsuit, but the couple said they did not look into the sky without wearing the glasses when they viewed the eclipse. This is starting on August 10th. And by the way, how much does a set of eyes cost these days? I don't remember hearing of any eye transplants in recent memory. How much is your eye worth? I just can't see an idiot. I mean, there are idiots born every day, but looking right at the sun with no protection. I mean, that hurts anyway. I mean, when you get blinded, you're in traffic, it's like, oh, where's my sunglasses? I mean, but you're not looking literally right at the sun. Payne and Harris said they did not receive notice of the recall. Apparently, starting on August 10th, Amazon said it began to email customers to issue a recall of potentially hazardous solar eclipse glasses it was unable to verify as having been manufactured by reputable companies. Amazon did not disclose the scale of the recall or a list of affected vendors. Looks like Amazon's going to be paying out, not the first time. And apparently, they are seeking to represent other customers who never received a warning from Amazon and suffered similar injuries from the company's alleged negligence. Experts cautioned the public to steer clear of unsafe counterfeits flooding the United States in the run-up to the event. While no data exists of how many Eclipse glasses were in circulation overall, shady distributors or purportedly solar-safe shades abound on the internet, according to experts. So this is going to be an interesting case with Amazon. But right now, so far, just one, but believed that there's going to be others that are going to be right behind them. And there has been reports to ER where people have had similar reports, so I'm sure in the coming weeks and months, we'll hear of more people that are probably joining in on that suit from Amazon. Millions of people ordered these things. Now, NASA, if you're ever going to purchase ever again, just FYI, NASA.gov, they were legitimate. That would be a good place to go, or, some vision place like Pearl Vision or Lens Crafters or somebody like that endorses it and sells it on their website or has it on their website, that they recommend it, that they sort of certify it, etc. Something known like that. But you can't go wrong with NASA, right? They would know. And they sold a lot of glasses, by the way, benefiting the space program. So it was actually a very win-win situation. And I got to say, NASA did a bang-up job for the solar eclipse on their site. Views from the International Space Station and how astronauts, cosmonauts viewed what was going on. It just was a really remarkable set of pictures that just came out from lenses to be able to see. And they learned a lot, scientists, and they're still kind of going through the data of what it all means. But the sun is pretty remarkable, folks, when it's all said and done. Shifting gears here on a story about Pelosi and the violent Antifa members. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says that the violent members in Antifa, those members of the anti-fascist group who allegedly attacked conservative demonstrators over the weekend in Berkeley, California, should be arrested and prosecuted. And I said this yesterday. Our democracy has no room for inciting violence or endangering the public, no matter the ideology or those who commit to such acts. Pelosi said in a statement yesterday. The San Francisco Chronicle reported that the violent actions of people calling themselves Antifa in Berkeley this weekend deserve unequivocal condemnation. Kyle Morris tweets, a major member of the Democratic Party has condemned Antifa violence. Nancy Pelosi finally got something right. Well, I'll take it. And more people from the left need to do the same. She should definitely be congratulated from this. In addition, Pelosi told the Denver Post editorial board, "You're not talking about the far left of the Democratic Party. They're not even Democrats. A lot of them are socialist or anarchist or whatever." Remember, 13 people were arrested and 5 others were injured Sunday after more than 100 black-clad hoodists protested with masks and weapons, attacked and overwhelmed peaceful demonstrators. Yeah, they came with black masks. They carried weapons. They were pounding people down in their fists and feet. University of California, Berkeley College Republican Ashton Whitley told Fox News the story with Martha McCollum Monday night. "I knew I had to get out of there." While looking like that in masks, they're up to no good. Yeah, those people are definitely whacked. Everything was great until Antifa showed up. Pelosi, who represents a district of neighboring San Francisco, had been criticized for not condemning the Antifa violence as forcefully as she had warned people about the potential for unrest at a Patriot prayer rally that had been planned for Saturday. Berkeley's mayor, Jesse Arlington, had previously spoken out on Antifa, saying that the group should be classified as a gang. They come dressed in uniforms. They have weapons, almost like a militia. And I think we need to think about that in terms of law enforcement approach. I hope the left and more people come out other than Pelosi. Chuck Schumer hasn't said anything. It's amazing how silent, and it just kind of makes you wonder, seriously, why it is that they're so silent. They're so vocal about so many other things, about your statues coming down. I heard that they're going to do away with possibly Columbus Day. Renaming schools. We know Robert E. Lee, high schools cutting down. We got Columbus Circle that might be coming down. I mean, that's like landmark of landmarks. I mean, I started my career on 57th and 7th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan. I just can't imagine Columbus Circle no more. Renaming it, taking the statues down. They're fine with that, but not outspoken with Antifa. What's worse right now? What's more relevant right now? Pelosi gets it, but does the rest of the party get it? Not enough people coming out already on it. No, of course not. CNN's not saying anything. MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, nobody else is doing it. They're not even, you think that they're paying credence to Pelosi's words on Antifa? You think they're making such a big deal out of this? No. Think the New York Times is making a big deal out of it? No. It's only a limited amount of broadcasters like ourselves here at For the People, listener supported For the People. Proud of it, folks. Proud of it. Because we're able to really get the word out truthfully and put it out there, because America needs to hear what's going on and needs to know what the facts are. Priorities, my friend, priority. What did UPS say? What's your priority? You know, the priority of the left has been very dangerous, in my opinion. Their silence, other than just Pelosi being, saying something, how damaging it is, how dangerous it is that these don't name the left, the far left. Don't say that these people represent us. But if you're not outspoken and you're critical of Donald Trump, saying that he didn't condemn the Nazis or the white supremacists, and you didn't use the right language. Well, where's the rest of the left? Where's the left media? Where's the established media? Can't you see? Can't you hear the hypocrisy? Wait a second. Only then one, and just that one statement there. Only then her. There's nobody else. That's it. And there's more than one damn right. Of course there is. The hypocrisy, the irony, don't you think? I wouldn't be very proud either of being a Democrat, just knowing that there's one person being outspoken against Antifa for these thugs. And they're planning lots of more activities across the USA coming to a town near you. Don't be surprised.